With a sweet, tangy glaze, this pork loin comes together in a matter of minutes while the oven does the rest. Check out how this simple and perfect for entertaining meal comes together in today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to a recipe so simple and beautiful you'll want to make it regularly. I've partnered with the U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance to bring you a video for a recipe I've been making for my family for years. I cook pork regularly at home. It's a healthy and delicious staple for us. And I just got back from a pig farm in Iowa where I learned firsthand from my farmer more about today's farming practices and their commitment to keeping their animals healthy and well cared for. Before visiting the farm, I have to say that I was confused about the antibiotic-free labels I see on pork packages. But after speaking with the farmer, I learned that the FDA dictates specific periods of time depending on the medicine the farmers have to wait before sending an animal to market. So in reality, all meat is antibiotic-free. I know that I can say that I'm confident that the meat I purchased is of highest quality. To see my trip in more detail, follow the link at the end of this video and in the description box below. It was really an insightful and educational trip. You'll see that this cut of pork is wider and larger, and depending on your butcher, it might be called center cut pork roast or New York pork roast, top loin pork roast, or ribeye roast. This cut is perfect for roasting in the oven or the grill, since those cooking methods will sear the outsides and keep the juices in until you cut it. I'm going to season both sides of the pork generously with salt and pepper and Italian seasoning. While the oven preheats, I'm going to grease my roasting pan with some olive oil. It's just you and me cooking this together, so I'm using one of these baking pans. Of course, when I make this for entertaining guests and over the holidays, I use one that I can take it from the oven straight to the table. So let's get to it. The pork is going to go fat side up in the center of the pan. I keep the fat on since it provides flavor and moisture to the meat, and the pork is already very lean. Once cooked, it's super easy to trim off. But for now, I leave it on. What's great is that the pork and the vegetables go in at the same time, so it's a super easy meal. Next, I'm going to spread Dijon mustard over the top and distribute most of the brown sugar over Dijon mustard to create this glaze. Using your hands, you can press it down so when it caramelizes, it creates a flavorful crust. In a large bowl, I'm going to place some olive oil, a little salt, and a bit more Italian seasoning, and mix it to combine. By the way, you'll find the measurements to this incredible recipe right below this video. I have some carrots here that I've washed thoroughly. These carrots have a really tender skin, so there's really no need to peel them. So I'm just going to trim the greens a little. These peeled sweet potatoes, I'm dicing into wedges, give or take the same thickness as the carrots, so my vegetables cook evenly. Let's give these carrots and sweet potatoes a quick toss with the olive oil and seasoning and transfer them onto the pan. In the oven they go until it's time to put in the apples. And my apples, oh boy, caramelized apples with pork are so delicious that you know I had to throw a few in there. I'm gonna give these a quick peel and then cut them into thick wedges and set them aside. The pork has been roasting for about 30 minutes. A good rule of thumb is about 20 to 25 minutes per pound. So now that I only have about 25 minutes left, I'm going to add in my apples. Then I'm going to sprinkle the remaining brown sugar right over the top, especially over the apples. These are going to caramelize wonderfully. Let's place the pan back in the oven and roast the pork and vegetables for an additional 20 minutes until the pork's internal temperature taken with a digital thermometer reads 145. In the past, I would have cooked pork to 160 Fahrenheit, yielding a tougher meat. But after my trip to the Iowa farm, I learned that the USDA implemented a recommended cooking temperature of 145 degrees with a 3-minute rest. With the help of the advancements farmers have made in animal care practices and pigs are raised healthier, this temperature change makes for a much better eating experience and juicier recipe. Once the pork is cooked and the vegetables are fork tender, we're going to remove our pan from the oven and let it rest for a couple of minutes prior to slicing to keep the juices in. Guys, this meal looks incredible and it was so easy to put together. The brown sugar is perfectly caramelized into the Dijon glaze and the pork has held together so well. Let's place it on the cutting board to give it a quick slice to check it out. Wow, you've got to come close and look at this. Presentation-wise, it's terrific. The roasted vegetables give this plate the color it needs, and the pork is, quite frankly, perfection. Check out the recipe right below this video, and if you love this easy and delicious meal idea, subscribe to this YouTube channel. A new video comes out every single week. Again, don't forget to check out my video on my visit to the pig farm in Iowa. See you next time.